The ROG Strix G15 is yet another gaming laptop from the house of Asus that packs in solid hardware in the form of a Ryzen 9 CPU, the RTX 3070 GPU, a 300Hz fast screen refresh rate, a 3 millisecond response time, and so on. But despite all the positives, is this laptop worth buying? And most importantly, how does it game? Let's find out. Hello everyone, Aman here from Mr. Phone, and before we begin, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell so that you don't miss any of our latest videos. First, let's take a look at the key specifications of the ROG Strix G15. At the front, you get a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS panel which comes with a 300Hz refresh rate along with a 3 millisecond response time. Under the hood, there's the 3.3 GHz AMD Ryzen 5900HX processor with 8 cores and 16 threads. This is coupled with NVIDIA's RTX 3070 GPU, which has 8GB graphics and up to 130W TGP. My machine here, which is the G513QR, has 16GB RAM and 1TB of M.2 NVMe PCIe 3.0 SSD. On paper, the specs look and sound solid, but how does this machine fare in the real world? We'll get to that, keep watching. Starting with the design of the machine, if you're familiar with ROG laptops, this one won't look much different to you, and I'm saying this in a good way. So the lid is aluminum, good quality, it sports a huge backlit ROG logo, and I love the stealthy grey shade on offer here. By the way, at the bottom there's a strip of light which looks super dope. One more part of the design that sticks out is behind the hinge, which has a texture on one side and an ROG branding on the other side. Moving to the bottom, there's a good amount of rubber base that helps to keep the laptop secure wherever you place it. Apart from this, you can also find the bottom firing stereo speakers right here, which surprisingly sound loud and clear, and in fact they sounded better to me than the Tough Dash F15, so good job here. Opening the lid and you see the large display. It covers 100% of the sRGB color gamut and colors look quite accurate here, no major complaints, although the contrast could have been better. On top of that, there's a 300Hz refresh rate which makes up for a buttery smooth experience. And yeah, if you're a fan of competitive gaming, you'll really appreciate the fast response times of the display despite the absence of NVIDIA G-Sync. Otherwise, the bezels are slim, but the downside is that you don't get an inbuilt webcam, which definitely should have been here. Coming to the keyboard, the power key lighting looks absolutely fantastic here, and you can customize it from the Armory Create app, and even the band of light can be customized from the app itself. As for the keyboard quality, well, chiclet style here, keys are decently spaced and there's plenty of travel on offer. Absolutely loved typing on this. Even the trackpad is fairly large and accurate. It supports the Windows precision driver, so the gestures are supported. It has 2 shallow and fast buttons, and overall no hiccups here as well. Moving on to the left, you'll find 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports along with the headphone jack. The right side is empty, while the rear has the proprietary charging port, an Ethernet port, an HDMI port, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C port, and one more USB port. Decent selection when it comes to the ports, but could have done better again. Okay, now that we have most of the things out of the way, let me show you how the Strix G15 handled gaming. While playing Valorant, it was like I was insulting the computer's hardware. I mean, yeah, I know Valorant is not a heavy title, but still, the performance was very good nevertheless. Fans of Valorant or people who play games just Apex Legends, competitive gaming basically, as I earlier said, you guys are going to appreciate the high refresh rate on this machine coupled with the RTX 3070. Okay, moving on to playing Just Cause 4, and this title was actually utilizing 95% of the RTX 3070, and I was playing this game at the highest settings available. But still, the sustained FPS performance was very good here. I mostly got around 90 to 110 FPS while playing the game, and sometimes even hitting 120 FPS. On to GTA 5, and once again I mostly found this game usually running at about 70 to 90 FPS, so mostly 80 to 90 FPS honestly, and sometimes even hitting the 100 FPS mark, so that was good to see. Finally, while playing Control, I thought okay, this game might put a little load on this mighty beast, but once again, Good performance, I was getting sustained 90 to 100 FPS, and by sustained I mean while testing these games out, all of these, I actually sat for about 2 hours in a single go, and that's how I've reached this conclusion. By the way, the footage where I played Control with ray tracing on accidentally got deleted, but just to let you know the numbers, I was getting about 50 to 60 FPS in Control with ray tracing on. So ray tracing definitely put a load on this machine, but as I said, overall a solid performance here. And by the way, what really surprised me is how modestly this machine handles the fan noise even in the turbo mode. So good job there, Asus. Finally, in terms of endurance, there's a 90 watt-hour battery, and while unplugged, in terms of general usage, I was able to stretch this laptop for about 5 hours on a single charge, not more than that. And do note the screen brightness during this time was about 50 to 60%. And by general usage, I mean doing usual stuff like checking emails, watching YouTube, writing scripts, etc. For the particular variant I reviewed, the official price is 1.58 lakhs, so definitely the Strix G15 is on the pricey side. Although if you can crack a better deal somewhere else, that is totally your luck. But otherwise, for the list price, you're getting solid hardware, good performance, in fact good thermal performance, a gorgeous display and an excellent keyboard. As for the cons, I really feel the webcam should have been inbuilt and the port selection could have also been better. An SD card reader and a couple of USB-C ports wouldn't have hurt. And that was my review of the Asus ROG Strix G15. So let me know what you guys think about this machine in the comments below. As always, for all the latest in tech, stay tuned to Mr. Phone. I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.